AITA for exposing my best friend's affair, even though it ruined her life. I 27F have been best friends with Sarah, 28F, since high school. We've been through everything together, breakups, family drama, the whole 9 yards. We're super close, and I always thought we had a solid friendship. Now Sarah has been married to James, 30M, for 5 years. They seemed like the perfect couple. James is a good guy, funny, supportive, and just a generally nice person. They have 2 kids, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and everything looked like it was going well. But I had a feeling something was off. It all started when Sarah started acting strange. She would cancel plans with me last minute, become distant, and even stop texting me back sometimes. I thought maybe she was just overwhelmed with the kids or work, so I didn't think much of it at first. But then about 2 months ago I ran into someone from her past. I bumped into Ethan, 31M, an ex-boyfriend of Sarah's. He looked uneasy and we started chatting. In the conversation he casually mentioned something about Sarah and how she wasn't the same anymore. At first I didn't think anything of it, but then Ethan said something that made my stomach drop. He said, "She told me she was still in love with me." I tried to brush it off, but that line stuck with me. I mean, what do you mean still in love with you? She's married. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. Ethan even hinted that he had been talking to Sarah a lot lately. That's when I started suspecting that maybe Sarah was cheating on James. For the next couple of weeks I kept an eye on Sarah. I didn't want to confront her without knowing for sure, but the signs were getting clearer. I noticed she was spending a lot of time on her phone, texting in a way she'd never done before. She started buying new clothes, dressing differently, and even doing her hair in a way I hadn't seen in years. It was almost like she was trying to impress someone. One night I decided to follow my gut. I called her and asked if she wanted to hang out, but she was super vague. She said she was busy and wouldn't be able to meet. That's when I decided to drive by her house and see if she was home. And she was. But there was another car parked in front of her place, and it was a car I recognized. It was Ethan's. I was honestly shocked. I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know what. I was torn between being loyal to my best friend or protecting her family. I couldn't let James stay in the dark about this, especially with the kids involved. So I decided to tell him. I sent James a message saying, "You need to know something. I'm not trying to break up your marriage, but I think you should know about Sarah and Ethan." I never thought it would go down like it did. James confronted Sarah and things exploded. She admitted to the affair and said it had been going on for about a year. She cried and begged for forgiveness, but James was devastated. He ended up moving out and Sarah's life turned upside down. She lost her marriage, her family, and everything she worked so hard for. Now Sarah hasn't spoken to me in weeks. She's angry at me for telling James, saying that I ruined her life and her family. She even called me a traitor and said that I should have stayed out of it. But honestly, I couldn't stand by and let her destroy her family. I'm feeling guilty. I don't know if I should have stayed silent. I get that she's upset, but at the same time I feel like I did the right thing. She was being deceitful and I couldn't watch it happen any longer.